Hey guys, welcome to Chaos Unfiltered. I'm your host Abby, and today we're going to be talking about cheating. And you're probably like, what about cheating, right? I want to talk about what I define cheating as, how cheating can look differently depending on maybe the relationship, maybe what we're discussing with cheating, why I feel these ways, all of that good stuff. I also think it'll be really interesting to bring other people on and have them talk about these topics too, get their opinions, right? I think that's something I really want to start doing more of, is like bringing on my friends and having them come and talk about stuff like this, because I have my opinions, and yes, I'm friends with these people, but they also have different opinions, so I feel like that would just be interesting to see how they feel, what they're willing to, for lack of better words, put up with, right, in a relationship. Okay, so cheating for me, I feel like there's no gray area. Personally, I don't know, like, if I have to question it, it's probably cheating. If you have to make up excuses, you were probably cheating. I don't know, for me, I just don't tolerate it. I don't know, maybe some people do. If you do and you're okay with it, that's fine, that's on you, but it is not for me. Now I think we should talk about, like, in the past, right? So let's say you're dating someone, they've cheated in the past. Do you think a person can change if they were a cheater? Like, I hear the saying a lot, like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Do I think that's true? It's a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I used to definitely say 100% once a cheater, always a fucking cheater. But I think it really depends on how long ago did you cheat. Was it 3 months ago? Then yep, I'm probably not trusting you. We're probably not gonna, this conversation isn't going much further. I'm good. Now let's say you cheated when you were 18 and now you're 26, 27. I'm probably more gonna be like, okay, you were young, you were dumb, and we've learned from that. And I think there's the follow-up question, right? Yes, I cheated when I was 18. Then I'm gonna ask, have you cheated since then? And if you tell me no, cool. I might ask some follow-up questions. But then again, that's almost 10 years ago. So, like, I know I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I don't expect anybody else to be the same person they were 10 years ago. If you are the same person 10 years ago, that's also a little weird to me. I don't know. I also think we should, like, break the stigma almost of, like, men cheat more than women, all of that. Now, I have never cheated. I am a big person on, like, if I kind of feel like I want to talk to other people or I'm just not as invested in it, I'm leaving. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to stay longer than is necessary. And if I'm having those thoughts, I know it's time for me to go. And I've had those thoughts in the past. Like, that's why I've broken up with my exes. Like, I remember with one of my exes, I literally, like, was texting my friend. I was like, I kind of want to get on Tinder again. Red flag, guys. If that's what you're thinking, no, I didn't get on Tinder. So no, I didn't cheat. But I'm having those thoughts, so I should get out of there. Now, if I would have acted on those thoughts, hell yeah, I would have cheated. If I was in a relationship and got on Tinder, point blank period, that's cheating. I don't care. And I've had exes in the past. I don't remember what happened, but they found my account, something like that, right? I never knew you had to, like, completely deactivate your account. I just thought deleting the app was good enough. Not true. Whatever. I think all of mine are deactivated now. If they're not, I haven't been on them in so long. If my profile's still popping up, that's crazy. And I mean, I'm banned from Tinder, so everyone's banned from Tinder, I feel like. So at least I feel that way. But then I tell people, and they're like, oh my god, how do you get? And I'm like, I don't know, okay? Maybe that can be a story for another time of why I think I got banned from Tinder. So I didn't act on those thoughts. So I didn't cheat. Now, I feel like some people might say that's kind of emotional cheating, stuff like that. I do think you need to act a little bit. Like, if I'm just having these thoughts, I don't really think that means you're cheating. I think, I wouldn't say everyone has those thoughts because, I mean, I'm not having those thoughts now. But I think there's like, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's cheating. And if you're taking that as cheating, I feel like you might also just be looking for a way out of that relationship to begin with. So you're just trying to find a reason to get out. And that's fine. If you need that reason, take it. But I just simply don't believe that's cheating. Now, again, if I would have downloaded Tinder, definitely cheating. Even if I didn't swipe anything like that, if I downloaded that app, you had those intentions to start swiping, to start talking to other people. Like, there's no other reason you download an app like that. So we all know. And if someone ever makes the excuse like, oh, I'm downloading, Bumble for, you have that, like, friend option or whatever, I wouldn't fucking believe them at all. Now, I do think there's multiple types of cheating. There's, like, emotional cheating. There's physical cheating. I mean, there's probably some other ones that I'll think about later while I'm yapping away, to be honest, because I didn't come in here with a thought process. I never do. I just start talking. I have a topic, and I'm like, all right, let's roll with it, right? And I'll be laying in bed later, and I'm like, oh, shit, I should have said that. That would have been so good. But it's not like I'm going to hook all this back up and record again and, like, mesh it in, because that's just too much work, guys. I'm going to be honest. And then it comes to the thought of, like, which is worse, emotional or physical cheating? I mean, honestly, both. I don't think you should think about which one's worse. I think they're both fucked up. I know some people will say emotional is worse because, like, your head was in it, stuff like that. If it was just physical and you were just, like, sexually frustrated, then it's different. But, like, cheating is cheating. And I feel like when you're making excuses, when you're adding all this, like, oh, but, no buts. They cheated. That's it. Like, if I have to sit here and make excuses, then what the fuck are we doing? Now, that also comes to the fact of, if I was cheated on, would I get back with that person? I've been thinking about this because I've had this topic in my head for a few days now. So, like, I've kind of been thinking about it, right? And I was like, this would be a good question, I feel it. But would I go back to a cheater? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, guys. I feel like this is a situation that you don't know unless you're in it. I think your trust would severely be hurt. Like, I wouldn't trust that person for a while. I think that trust could potentially be regained. I think it really depends on their actions. But I also think about, from my perspective, like, yeah, maybe I can forgive them, but how crazy am I going to look while I'm forgiving them? And it's not because maybe I've told my friends anything like that. Like, in those situations, I wouldn't tell my friends. I wouldn't tell my family. Like, I'm a big believer on, like, things in the relationship, when they are those big things or they're just, like, fights and stuff like that. Like, that's between us two. Like, not everybody needs to know our business, right? Because 2 days later, no one gives a fuck. Well, like, we don't give a fuck. The people in the relationship don't give a fuck. But your friends, your family, they're holding grudges because they're like, what the fuck? So if I could forgive it is one question. But then how would I act if I did forgive it? I would definitely, my trust would be lost with them a little bit. I feel like I would want to search through their phone. I feel like I would want to track them constantly. I feel like, I don't know, depending on the severity of the cheating, right? Like, it would make me look crazy, whether anybody knew why I was doing it or not, if they did know I was doing these things. But I think I would just be, because I'm an overthinker. I am a big lover girl, but that makes you overthink a lot because there's a lot of what ifs, there's a lot of things you just aren't going to know about. You can't know everything in life, and it makes it hard, especially for an overthinker. If you're an overthinker, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So with that, I think forgiving someone that cheated, I would just be spirals in my head of, like, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing that. And if there's like, babe, I'm literally at work, and I'm like, I don't fucking believe you. Like, you remember that, like, old thing that was like, yeah, prove you're not cheating, or like, and I don't remember if it was like prove you're not cheating, but that's what I'm thinking about, of like, oh, well, if you're actively doing that, like, show me a picture with, like, 3 fingers up and an orange on your head, some random shit, right? Because that's how you can catch people if they are lying to you. Like, I feel like that would be me almost. Like, I would need, like, check-ins, like, that, like, Be Real thing that was, like, a thing for a while. Like, we're gonna get back on Be Real instead of once every day. It's, like, every 30 minutes, like, that phone's going off and you better be, like, taking a picture and showing me what you're doing. Which you could work your way around that, right? Like, I'm a big believer, if you want to cheat, you're gonna cheat, and you're gonna find a way to cheat. And I think for some people, they just are consistently cheaters. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if they just, maybe therapy would be good for them. None of my business. Unless, like, then I'm the one getting cheated on by one of those people, then it is my business. For a little bit. Okay, anyways, though, would I take them back? Honestly, I think it would definitely depend on what the cheating looked like. I think I could forgive it a little bit more if we were just messaging a girl, depending on what was being said. But if there was any physical things going on, I think it'd be game over for me. I don't know. Like, sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, could I do it? I literally don't know, because it's also like, in the back of my head, it's like, you deserve better if that's happening to you. But then I'm like, okay, everybody makes mistakes. But just because they make mistakes don't mean I need to forgive it. Like, at the same time, like, that comes with that forgiveness thing that I talked about last week, right? I can forgive it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to forget it. There's a level of forgiveness, so if I forgive this once, are you going to do it again? Because I think that's a really big point, too. Like, if I forgive this, then this can never happen again. This is one of those, like, absolutely never again. If you do it again, it's over. And I think it's also hard for me, too, being a lover girl. Like, you have to stand on those things. And I have gotten, like, so much better at standing on business, standing on my beliefs, all of that shit. But when you're in love and you care about someone so much, like, then you hit that gray area because you're like, oh man, I don't want to lose them. Like, they're the best thing that ever happened to me. They're the best thing that ever happened to you right now. They're not the best thing that will happen to you. If they're cheating, stuff like that, right? Now, if you're in a great, loving relationship, they might be the best thing that will ever happen to you because you found a good person. But I'm talking about those people that just, like, aren't the best. But then, I don't know, thinking about it, it's almost like emotional might be worse than physical. So then I'm here backtracking myself and I'm like, honestly, I don't think I forgive it. Maybe I need to hear that person that cheated, their side of the story, shit like that. I do not know. I hope it never happens to me. I'm going to be honest, guys. I hope anybody that's listening hasn't been cheated on, hasn't felt these things, because I know, well, I don't know, but I can imagine how much that hurts and, like, how much that can affect your ego, your self-esteem being cheated on. Because I feel like a lot of the times the cheater is thinking about themselves, right? They're thinking about what benefits them, all of that. They're not thinking about the repercussions of the relationship, how that's going to make them feel, anything like that. Because if I was a person getting cheated on, like, that's going to lower my self-esteem so much. It's like, why was I not good enough? Why couldn't you just leave me? Am I not pretty enough? Like, all of these things, they're going to be going on in my head, all of that shit, and that's going to make it so hard. And I've been in funks, not because of getting cheated on, but I've been in funks like that before. And it takes so much to build yourself back up and know your worth. And it's not fucking easy, guys. So if you are a cheater listening to this, which would be crazy, but that's fine. But maybe we should stop cheating and realize how that impacts someone else. Because I do think in life in general, people prioritize their needs, their wants, without thinking about how that might impact anybody around them. And I think if we all took a second and realized, how does this impact everything around me? it might change what we're doing a little bit more. I don't really think I need to get into like the types of cheating, right? Emotional, physical. I don't know if there's more. I didn't Google this before, guys. I'm just throwing out what I know. I don't think I need to get in and like give you a lesson on what that means. I don't think we need to do that. If you need that, get on Google. I do feel like I didn't go much into depth about what I define as cheating, anything like that. And I will say it's a little hard because I definitely am a person that's like, sometimes I feel like it's hard to see your significant other with a girl best friend. Just like for guys, right? They don't want to see their girl with a guy friend, anything like that. Unless they're gay, then it's all okay. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes they're like, oh no, they're just acting, all of that shit. And it's hard because I know I've been in that situation. It's like, well, I know what that guy's thinking. Like, whether you think that or not, like, this is what's going on in their head. Like, guys and girls cannot just be friends, all of this, that, and the fucking third. And I do think guys and girls can just be friends. I think it depends on how you act around each other, though, that really shows that. And what they've, like, I mean, I don't think you can be friends with your ex. Absolutely fucking not. I feel like that's weird. If you have slept with that person, if you have kissed that person, no, absolutely not. You can't be friends with them, especially if you're dating me. It's out the door. I'm pissed off. Absolutely no fucking way, because like you had that emotional connection, stuff like that. Or maybe it wasn't a connection, maybe it was just like, yeah, we're here, let's be friends with benefits, right? But it's still weird. And I see where guys are coming from of like, I know what a guy's thinking, all that, but like I also know what a girl's thinking, right? Like why? And I mean, I feel like as a girl, like we think it's a little weird if like you only are around guys, right? But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I think if you are flirting with someone else, it's cheating. We shouldn't be flirting. I'm not a person that's like, oh, you looked at that girl's ass, you're cheating on me. No, like, I'm good. Don't just like actively go looking at every chick's fucking ass or anything, by any means. But like, I don't know. That doesn't mean cheating to me. Now if it goes further, definitely cheating. I think if you give a girl your number, it's definitely cheating. I don't care unless there's a good reason, but if I see the way that girl's looking at you, and I'm absolutely not. Obviously, sex, kissing, anything like that. Sending nice pictures of each other, right? Cheating. I just feel like almost anything is defined as cheating if you aren't willing to show your significant other what you're saying to them, what you're not comfortable with your significant other being around them all the time when you're there, stuff like that. Like, that then shows that something you're doing is not right and it is maybe considered cheating. So my advice to anyone listening, anyone that's like, am I being cheated on, right? Ask. The best thing you can do is ask. I'm definitely not a supporter of going through someone's things without them knowing. I think that is wrong. I think that's rude. And I'm not even a big supporter on going through people's things. Like, I feel like that breaks a level of trust. But ask them, or watch their behaviors a little bit, right? Like, the things that you can watch without being crazy, stuff like that. But if you are spinning, just ask. Now, I don't know if I've ever met someone that would own up to cheating right away, but I feel like you can catch them in it, right? Now, if you're the person getting cheated on, once you do know that, I recommend leaving. Obviously, it's your life, you can do what you want. But I feel like there are some things that are unforgivable, and that is definitely one in my opinion. Obviously, again, like I said earlier, it depends on the extent. It depends on, did that person think it was cheating, stuff like that. I don't know. There's a whole lot of what ifs. All of that stuff. Now, some advice for the person that is cheating. If you're listening, hopefully you're not listening. Hopefully you're not cheating. Stop fucking doing it. What are you doing? Why are we doing it? If you're unhappy, leave. If you are not getting satisfied, leave. There is no reason to be cheating on your person, your significant other. There's literally no reason, because if you feel the need to cheat, you need to get out, because they're obviously not your person. I don't care. Now, if you're in an open relationship, that's your business. Doesn't actually fucking matter. It wouldn't be cheating because it's an open relationship, you know? But this is definitely one of those topics that it's like, would I be okay with it? Would I take that person back? And again, there's all those what ifs. It's not, I mean, I think cheating is very black and white. I think taking that person back is a little bit more gray-ish area. And if my parents are watching, they're probably like, absolutely fucking not. Like, fucking leave them. Maybe. I don't know. I also think cheating, just something to end it off with, is it's not cheating if you aren't actively in a relationship. If you have not defined the relationship, guys, remember, DTR, if you have not done that, you can't define anything as cheating. If you have not talked about, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, we are exclusive, we are not seeing anybody else, they are free to do what they want. And trust me, I've been in those situations where I'm like, oh, that felt like cheating, all of that. It felt like cheating to you because you were in more than that person was, but since you never talked about what you were, you never talked about that exclusivity, they can do what they want. I've been there. It fucking sucks. It's not good to hear anything like that, because you're like, oh wow, like I wasn't doing any of that. That's great. But they could. That was technically okay. And I'm sorry. I don't want to take that side either. Trust me. But sometimes you gotta admit when you're wrong. And this is like the one time I'm gonna do it, guys. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you tune into the next podcast. Bye, guys.